Hello!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another fucking podcast.
We're painting in this episode.
We are.
You can't see it, obviously, but pretty good so far.
We haven't even started.
Our white canvas. I am incredibly stressed out because I love you, Angel, but you are one of the clumsiest people in the world.
Yeah.
And the other day we were trying to record a podcast, and Angel...
We were drunk.
Dropped an entire cup of water on me.
You were drunk.
Didn't get it on my computer. Just, it doesn't matter. It got all over the couch.
Yeah, I'm safe clumsy. This is really good tea.
Yeah.
So why don't you give them your update that you wanted to give?
Update. I'm not blonde right now. Yeah, I changed my hair color. I
can't believe you just outed yourself.
It's fine. I'm gonna go back blonde. I'm just, right now I'm not. And I also, Angel cut my hair, finally.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh,
she was like, I'm tired of living for other people. And I was like,
hate my hair. Because I hated my hair. Because I was growing it out for somebody. It was for my sister. But I was like, wow, I really hate how, like, the length was, like, awful. Because it was, like, a little bit past my shoulders. And I used to have really fucking long hair that was, like, down my back. And when it's that long, it's fine. But it just is really annoying. And I just really like the shorter kind of length a lot better. I think it looks better on my face. It makes it a lot less sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, like, a little, like, an inch above my shoulder, I think. And I'm so much happier. You re-dyed your purple.
I did.
It looks great.
Thank you.
And
I did it with no gloves.
Yep.
I had a panic attack.
It was great. It was last night. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with 3 colors. That's gonna challenge me.
Yay, challenge.
Yay, challenge. I'm gonna combine them probably.
Yeah,
a little bit, but
you have to.
I have to.
So today's topic, other than our little updates, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
I've been working a lot, and I'm almost graduated.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good.
Oh yeah,
that's a big update. Since
we're not uploading the other cast, we are living together right now for this week. It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Oh, that makes me want to die. But yeah, currently until Monday, we're going to be #together forever.
It's been pretty good.
It's been pretty nice.
No fights, no crazy quarrels. Ow.
Except you got mad at me.
I did get mad at you.
Because I didn't want to come home at 7 o'clock. And you're like, wait.
Well, there are house rules.
Yeah, I understand.
That aren't mine.
But everything was fine. Everything ended up alrighty.
So, oh, this one's already open. Black's probably already opened also. Yep. I'm gonna use purple on this coat. That's crazy. I have the cutest, littlest canvas I have ever fucking seen.
Yes.
It is great. I'm trying to figure out what I want to paint, but what we're going to talk about today is something that stresses me out and makes me mad, so I'm glad that you chose this topic for our paint cast, because painting makes me feel much better.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about nice guys, everyone's favorite topic. It's one of my favorite things to watch people talk about.
Honestly, yeah. Like, I love watching those things where it's like...
Like Sorrow TV?
Yeah, Sorrow TV, where he's like... voicing the nice guy.
Because, like, you think about it and you're like, no way is this real. But, like,
it's
I
real.
have lots of stories.
It's real.
You have lots of stories.
I have tons of stories because I used to cosplay.
Oof.
And it wasn't, like, just a regular cosplay. Like, I cosplay, like, Harley Quinn and stuff.
Not a
so
good
you
one.
already know.
There were lots of boys.
There was lots of boys being like, please step on me.
That's
I was like,
weird thing for somebody to say.
It's so weird. And you don't think that that's a real thing. Like, sure, your friends might say it to you, like, as a joke.
Where are the napkins? I should have brought paper towels.
All right, here.
Oh, good. You brought
I'm
paper
smart.
towels. Yeah, you are.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay. But yeah, I figured that let's start out with what do you think a nice guy is?
I think a nice guy is someone who has their, like, they think they have their personality in check, and they're, like, super unself-aware to the point that they think they are self-aware. And it's like, they think that they're super nice because maybe they haven't had as much luck with, like, friends or anything, or, like, stuff like that. And they're like, I'm so nice, like, I just don't understand why girls don't love me. And then they're super entitled to everything. Like, if a girl's, like, friends with them, kind of, or, like, has talked to them before, then they're like, okay, she wants to send me news and she wants to fuck, right?
I think that's pretty accurate to what I think. I think a nice guy is anybody who, you know, like, because there's a difference between being a nice person and a nice guy or girl, because there are nice girls, too.
They are.
I don't have a lot of experience with them because I'm straight, so, but, I definitely know that there are girls that act like this, but nice guys are more what I've had to deal with,
Mm-hmm.
and it's somebody who thinks, like, you owe them something, or just because they're nice. Like, they're not nice to be a good person. They're nice because they think they're going to get something out of it. And that's what makes me mad, because I try to be a good person.
Start off with a story.
Okay.
Why don't you give us your first
Oh,
take?
there's so many. So, okay. Let's go to one of my favorite stories. So, names are obviously going to be changed, but when I was like 16, before I could do my driver's test, I had to go to driver's ed, because if you go to driver's ed, you don't have to do, instead of driving, you have to drive like 80 hours with your parents or something, or 40 hours, something like that. You have to drive a lot with your parents, or you can do driver's ed. So I opted to do driver's ed because it was cheaper and it was easier, and I had divorced parents, my mom was working, so like I was like, no, that's great. So my grandfather would pick me up every single day. This was on spring break, actually, so this was exactly like 5, I don't remember. How old am I? 6 years ago.
I did mine spring break
I was 14.
too.
That's stupid. But 5 or 6 years ago, yeah. So instead of doing it like that, oh, I threw the brush. I pulled a U.
Wow.
Fake. But anyway, yeah, so he would pick me up and I would go to class. And so it's spring break, so it's a little bit hot here, but it's not sweltering yet, because, you know, we do live in the South, so it does get really hot, but it wasn't hot yet. So I was wearing probably like just some jean shorts, a tank top, but since it's a school, I would be wearing, this is when I hated bras, so I was wearing like a sports bra.
Yeah.
And like a jacket. I had this Captain America jacket that I would wear forever and always, and it was too big on me, but I was like, so that was me. Ponytail, tired, I didn't want to be there. Who wants to be there on spring break? You're 16, you don't want to do that. So in class, it was like about 10 to 15 of us. So obviously I'm me, so I wanted to make some kind of friendships to like talk to at lunch and like do projects with and stuff, because I'm a very social person, so I didn't just want to be like, I'm not going to talk to any of these losers. So I made a couple friends. There was Bazinga, who was a guy who wore a Bazinga shirt. So already,
There's your first red flag.
there's my first red flag for that guy. And then there was little baby boy. He was like 14. He was like the youngest in our class.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was creepy religious guy. So those were the friends I chose.
Good for you.
Because I didn't realize they were these adjectives until later. Because, like, one time we were eating lunch, and this guy was talking to me, and he was like, yeah, I have a girlfriend. And I was like, oh, that's cool, dude. And he's like, yeah, we're very religious. We want to make sure, you know, stuff. Like, she and I broke up recently because of, she had to go to camp. And I was like, oh, she's hoeing it up at camp. And he's like, don't ever say that about her. She's a pure soul. And I was like, cool, I'm never talking to you again.
Amazing.
Creepy. Don't like you. But like, the Bazinga kid was just awkward. And then there's, like, a girl I hung out with. She was Jewish. She was nice. But I mostly talked to, like, the 14-year-old. Because I was like, he's nice. He's sweet enough. Whatever. So we would talk all the time. And, like, this was only 4 days. Oh, and then there was cute robotics boy. He was cute. And he did robotics. And he was, like, super sweet. And
Wow.
I liked him a lot. Even, I had a boyfriend, though. So I was like, whatever. But he was so cute. So I was, like, kind of, I really liked to talk to him because he was the most fun to talk to. But so 14-year-old boy was like, hey, let me have your number so we can keep talking. Like, let me have your Snapchat. And I was like, yeah, okay. So, like, I gave him my number and my Snapchat and stuff. And we became, like, texting and stuff. But it was, like, be, like, mundane. Like, what did you do at school today? Oh, I did this. How was, like, color guard? Oh, it was cool. How was band? Like, you know, lame stuff.
Yeah.
But then he started texting me, like, really late at night. And that's when the stuff, like, the problems came. Like, he started texting me, like, 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, dude, do you have school tomorrow? Like, you need to go to bed, or, like, you know. And
You're such a fucking mom.
he would, because he was 14, so I always saw him as a baby. I was like, what a small child. But so he started texting me kind of late at night, and I was like, whatever. I mean, I had a boyfriend at the time, and he wasn't a very jealous person, so he wasn't like, why is this boy texting you? But he started texting me more and more, like, odd things. Like, he would ask me if I knew what sexual, like, position. Like, he'd be like, do you know what this is? And I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, it's where you, like, take a girl, put her on the table, and fuck her sideways. You know, he would just say like that. And I'm a pretty sexual person. So I was like, okay. And he was like, one I really remember is he's like, do you know what a like, albino rhinoceros is? And it's where you shit in a condom and put it in the freezer and then use it as a dildo. And I was like, gross. I could have gone my whole life without knowing that. And now everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
But so he slowly started texting me more and more, and then he started complimenting me, like on Snapchat. Like he'd like send me something, be like, "Oh my god, you're so fucking hot," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you, sir."
We're so oblivious. I hate us.
Oh no, I'm a fucking idiot. If you are flirting with me and you're like, I can't tell if she's flirting back, I'm not. I don't fucking know what you're saying. I have no idea you're flirting with me. I think you're just being nice, which is where my problem always arises. So he was like, "You're so fucking hot," like, da da. And then finally, I think that it got too much for him. Like, he couldn't pretend anymore. Because he was just like, "Dude, you're so fucking hot." And I was like, "You say that a lot. Like a lot of times." And that's, I don't know, it's kind of weird, dude, because we're just, like, friends. And he was like, "Yeah, but honestly, I thought about fucking you a lot when we were in driver's ed." And I was like, first of all, you're 14. Second of all, what? And he was like, "Yeah, I, like, thought it when we were walking together, like, to lunch, I would always stare at your ass, and I would think about just grabbing you and throwing you in the bathroom, fucking you against the wall." And I was like, I don't even know what to say. I was like, why would you think that? You know I have a boyfriend, and you know I'm uncomfortable with it. Like, why would you do this? And he was like, "Please, you were asking for it."
Yeah, I'll fucking kill you.
And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "You always wore those tight shorts, and you always, like, showed off your boobs."
Yeah, that means
I'm sorry. I have a fat ass. All shorts are tight on me, first of all. I cannot help that. I definitely wasn't trying to oppress anybody at driver's fucking ed. And then I was like, and cleavage-wise, I was wearing a fucking sports bra, and it might have been a little too small on me, because I have, like, I don't have that big of titties. I have, like, B cups, B or C's, but in these sports bras were a little smaller, so I guess it pushed my boobs up more than I realized it did. But it wasn't like I was, like, even if I was wearing something to be, like, show off my titties and ass, fuck you. That doesn't give you a right to think that I want to have sex with you. Like, I literally looked like garbage.
I'm pretty sure unless someone says, "Hey, I would like to have sex with you," they don't want to have sex with you.
Like, it was
like,
so
don't assume that they
bizarre.
do.
That was, like, my first real experience of somebody saying the way I dressed made me asking for something.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, it wasn't, like, he was a stupid 14-year-old kid, so he didn't try anything on me. He just was like, "I'm just, like, so nut," and he's like, "Will you please, like, send me nude?" And I was like, "No, I'm not gonna fucking talk to you, and I'm not gonna send you nudes, and I'm not gonna do all this shit, because you're creepy and gross, and I don't like it,
and
you've made me uncomfortable, and, like, you know I have a boyfriend, you know I'm uncomfortable with this, and I was not asking for you to stare at me, I was not asking for you to think about me in that way, like, it's definitely all in your fucking head." And he was like, "What? Are you kidding me?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not kidding you. That was all in your fucking head. Like, I don't want to have sex with you." And he was like, "What the fuck? This is stupid." And he, like, got, like, you know, he's a 14-year-old, but he got, like, kind of pissed at me. And I was like, I think I'm gonna do a fruit. I think I'm gonna do an apple.
I love you and your fruit.
I'm constantly I'm just doing fruit. I like minimalistic fruit.
Anyways.
But yeah, so he, like, got mad at me and said that I was asking for it and that he couldn't believe that I didn't actually want to send him nudes or have sex with him or anything. Even though he was like, "Oh, so nice to you, and I thought we were such good friends." And I was like, "Yeah, friends don't send nudes to each other like that." Like, if I sent you a picture, Angel, it would probably be like, "Hey, does this look cute?"
I sent you nudes before.
Yeah, but it's not like you're gonna masturbate to me.
Yeah.
That's what was a problem. I was like, okay, gross. And he was like, "Well, I was so nice to you." I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, he, like, got upset with me because he was like, "You were asking for it, and I was polite about it." And I was like, okay, you weren't polite about it.
I was polite about it. Fuck you.
Like, I wish I had saved the text messages. I still have his phone number.
You should text him and be like, "Hey, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you still like this?"
He actually did Snapchat me a couple years ago when I was like, he did it again. Actually, when I was, like,
I remember you told me about
17 or 18, I sent a picture of me in, like, a color guard thing, and I was wearing, like, a sports bra again, and, like, I was, like, at practice, and he was like, "Fuck, you're still so hot, your titties are still so nice," and I was like, and he's like, "I'm older now, like, does that make a difference?" And I was like, "No, it doesn't make a difference, I still have a boyfriend." It was the same boyfriend I had when I was, like, 16.
Wow, queen. Loyalty queen.
Well, we broke up, but now we're broken up, but before. Oh, this is gonna be such a good apple. But so I was kind of, like, pissed about that. Was, like, one of my first experiences with that. With, like, I felt really upset because I was like, I literally did nothing to egg this on. Like, I wore clothes. I did stuff in class, like projects in class. Like, it was just so fucking stupid to me.
Because you didn't do anything to, like, say, like, hey, I would like to fuck.
Yeah, like, I didn't do anything. And this was in a time when I was, like, kind of figuring out my body, so I was already self-conscious, which is why I wore sports bras all the time. And, like, I know the shorts weren't that short because my grandmother would see me every day, and if they were, she would yell at me. Or she would have yelled at me. This tea is delicious. But I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, fucking entitled ass over here. I was
them.
mad.
I hate them so much.
If I
'cause that's
texted
literally
him
their whole
today,
thing.
he would probably still fucking do that.
I have guys like that in my life.
Why don't you tell a story?
Oh my god. I have this one specific guy who is like constant. And he's like, I don't know really how to explain him. Like, we weren't like friends ever, but like, I guess that he thought we kind of were because of how he would like talk to me and then I would reply like maybe once in a while. Most of the time I would leave him on red. Because I know what he wants. I'm not a fucking idiot. When people DM me on, like, Instagram and shit like that, or, like, Facebook, and, like, are just like, hey, you look really cute here. I know what you want. I'm not gonna act like I don't know what you want, because I know what you want. It's always the fucking same. So I would just kind of, like, leave him on red, or say, like, hey, thanks, like, whatever, or, like, send a, like, heart emoji or some shit like that, just to, like, ward him off a little bit.
Yeah, just be like, get out of here.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like
Spraying a dog with a water bottle.
Yeah, pretty
like, get out of here.
It's literally like, hey, I'm uninterested. Like, if you can't fucking tell already, I'm very uninterested in you. So, you know, after a while, I think he got kind of fucking tired of it. And, like, I would post cats to my story or something like that, and he, like, I guess really liked cats, and he would, like, slide up and be like, oh my god, that kit is so cute, like, OMG.
Look at my apple.
Wow. What a fucking artist.
Kind of looks like a cherry, too.
It does look like a cherry.
What would make it more apple-ish?
If you made it look like an apple shape.
Apples are round.
With little humps at the top.
It's hard, though.
Oh my god.
Maybe I'll just make it a cherry.
So, he, like, would say that shit about my cat, and I'd be like, haha, and that, like, spiked me into a conversation because I love my kitty.
Oh, it looks better as a cherry.
It does look better as a cherry. And, you know, we'd, like, talk slightly about my cat. And I want to blame myself and be like, oh, but that was my fault because, you know, I knew what he wanted, but I still talked to him. But that doesn't give you the fucking right to assume that I want to fuck you in any sense of the word.
Yeah, I also don't like that. A lot of nice guys, it seems like that. Like, if you give them the slightest bitch of, you know, you give them an inch, they take a mile kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, like, you are very social. And I'm very social. And we like to talk to people. Oh, that looks so pretty. Mm-hmm. So, like, it is a little bit difficult to me to, like, not talk to people, even if I'm like, well, maybe.
Devil fucking hates it.
Yeah, he would. Curls is just like, he's like, as soon as it goes, you know, south, that's when you need to stop talking to this person.
Yeah, and, like, sometimes, like, I don't really think it's going bad because, like I said, I'm fucking oblivious sometimes.
Yeah.
And I just, like, I don't know. Oh, that's so good.
I had English breakfast. Tea. It's delicious. I have this cool mug I got from, it's from Dollar Tree. It's just a clear mug, but I just really like it.
But anyways, so one day we started talking about my cat, and then he was like, finally you're talking to me, like I got a conversation out of you, and I was like, haha, yeah. Sometimes I can be shy. And he was like, there's no need to be shy with me, baby girl. And I was like,
ew.
Wow, don't call me that.
Please don't ever.
And he was like, what? Why not? Your name is Angel. And I was like, yeah, and what the fuck about it? And he was like, you know, baby girl isn't that much different from Angel. And I was like, Angel starts with an A, baby girl starts with a B. That's already pretty fucking different. There's no fucking reason for you to be calling me that. And this is before I was dating Devil, but still dating fucking, what name did I give him? Krusty? Yeah, when I was still dating Krusty. And, so I was like, I have a BF. And he was like, oh, that fucking ugly ass. And to be fair,
he is ugly. But
he's ugly, I understand. I'm not a selfish person in that sense. I like ugly boys sometimes. Ugh. Devil's very pretty. But, so he started off with just that kind of thing, like calling me baby girl, and like I would just ignore him from that point on instead of like responding to him, even if it was about my cat, which was hard for me to ignore because, like I said, I love my kidder. So after that, he started like texting me and being like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And like I would respond and obviously be like, what do you mean, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, what did I do? And so one day he like asked me like one more fucking time, and I was going crazy about it because what the fuck is wrong with me? What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know
what are you
doing
doing
wrong?
Exactly.
And so I texted back and I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And he was like, you led me on. And I was like, you're fucking joking, aren't you? You're a fucking joke.
I love it.
And he was like, you made me think that you wanted me. And I was like, I literally talked to you about my cat like once or twice. And he was like, yeah, that was conversation. And then you like let me flirt with you and be like nice to you. And I was like, whoa. Because I didn't think that that kind of thing was real. I didn't think that guys actually thought like that. I didn't know that was a real thought process that humans had.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
Because that's so fucking dumb. Like, if you're talking to a person and then you think that just because you're nice... Like, okay, here's the difference. If I was like, oh my god, like, you're so sexy, or, like, letting him call me baby girl, and, like, responding, like, oh my god, like, I love when you call me that, like, sure. That would be me leading him on. That's leading someone on, making them think that it was okay. And then if I, like, start ignoring him out of nowhere, like, ghosting him, then yeah, I can get that. But even then, I'm still entitled to the time that I take with you and the time that I take away from you because it's my life.
Mm-hmm.
None of this is yours. I don't belong to you. Shut up. I'm so sorry. So I kind of like popped off on him and like said that whole spiel, and he was like, whatever, you're just a fucking ugly bitch anyways. And I was like,
oh, they always go for that.
That's my favorite thing because I'm gorgeous. And
well,
like,
it's because they were just hitting on you and suddenly you're ugly because you don't want them.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, great, so now you're gonna leave me alone, right? And he was like, God, you're such a cunt for saying that. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm being
very popular
berated
today.
It's devil, literally. He has like a special text tone because I'm special. But anyways, that's kind of my first story. I have a ton.
I was gonna say I have a lot from high school mostly.
I like how this looks.
I think it looks good. I had a guy who, what was his name? We'll just call him Red, because he had really crazy red hair. Which is funny, because I dated a boy with red hair, but this is a different boy. So, this, like, redheaded, this guy, I'm gonna call him Ginger, actually. Ginger, he had known me since, like, middle school. Like, we met in, like, middle school, and we didn't really talk that much in middle school, but I don't even remember how we became friends. But we became friends, and then I didn't know if he liked me or not, but he never really did anything, so I was like, oh, maybe he doesn't, maybe he does. Like, it doesn't matter, we're friends. And he was, like, very nice to me, but, like, I don't think ever tipped the iceberg of, like, I'm a nice guy, why are you not? He just got weird. He tried to, like, pretend he wasn't like that, you know? Like,
yeah, I hate when they do that.
Like,
it's obvious.
He would act weird. Like, he was friends with my boyfriend at the time, and he would, yeah, they were friends, so that was already awkward.
Yeah.
But, like, he liked me all throughout high school, up until, I think, like, junior or senior year. I can't remember which. Like, I finally was like, stay away from me. But he was always weird, and he would always tell me to break up with my boyfriends.
Ew.
Like, I had a boyfriend, and he was like, you shouldn't be with this guy. And I was like, and I was in a fight with him. I was in a fight with him at the time, and he was like, he makes you so miserable, and, like, you're always upset about him, and, like, he's not very nice to you, and, like, this was freshman year, and he was like, I think you should break up with him. And I was
like,
like,
fall for it?
I did, but it was for the best. This guy did suck. The boyfriend.
So you did break up with him?
I did break up with the boyfriend, but like a little bit later after.
Oh.
Not because he told me, but because I like thought about what he said, and I was like, it's true. He is making me miserable. But I didn't think, oh, I'm gonna go to this guy now because he. I just thought he was being a friend. Like, it'd be like if you were like, hey, I think you should break up with Carls because he seems like
XYZ.
really shitty. Yeah.
And then it was like a true thing that was actually going on.
Because he was a shitty boyfriend, and he did make me miserable because he was really weirdly possessive, and like, I was talking about like Panic at the Disco because it's 2012 at the time, and I was
who
like,
wasn't talking about Panic
yeah,
at
and
the
I was
Disco?
like, I would leave you for Brendan Urie in a heartbeat. Are you kidding me? And he hung up the phone on me because we were on a Skype call, and he like ignored me for like 2 hours.
Wow.
And I was like,
T, sis.
I'm sorry, but would you not be a baby, please? Like, come on. Obviously, it was a joke. But...
And we're friends.
And we're, like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't understand. Like, so that was part of the reason I broke up with him, was because he was, like, weird about it. But so, this friend, the ginger guy, was like, oh, you should totally break up with him. So I did, and then I started dating this other dude. We'll call him Tall Boy.
Tall Boy.
Tall Boy.
Is that the one who looks like Cowboy?
No, he doesn't look like Cowboy. He's just also tall like Cowboy.
Damn.
They actually look exactly opposite. Like, he has dark black almost hair, and he wears like glasses and has little freckles and is super pale.
Anyways, go on.
So, had to sip my tea. So I dated him for a while, and he was like a jealous type, and he was like weirdly possessive in a like protective-y weird way, and I didn't love it. Like, he's the one who was like, don't smoke weed, don't drink alcohol, which is why I didn't have alcohol until I was like 16.
Wow, that's a old age.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking pussy. Why didn't you drink before?
No, because he banned me from drinking alcohol.
I'm joking.
What? But anyway, so yeah, he like was like, you can't drink, you can't smoke, and then like he was like weirdly jealous because he's like, all these boys like you and flirt with you, and I was like, first of all, no, they don't, because I didn't think they did until I was like, no, like these people are just friends. He's like, did you think we were friends in middle school? We knew each other, and I was like, yeah. He's like, you didn't think we were flirting ever? And I was like, no. And he's like, you're oblivious. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, all the guys at our lunch table when you weren't there would talk about your boobs. And I was like, all these guys, I had like a bunch of guy friends when I was in middle school that I would eat lunch with my friend, this girl that we would both go sit there because like for some reason our like in middle school these lunch people would separate girls and boys, and we were like, no, thank you. So we sat with like 5 dudes, and it was 8th grade, so I had just hit puberty.
Mm-hmm.
So I like didn't know how to wear my clothes. But he was like, that's what I mean. You don't know when people are flirting with you. All the guys always flirt with you at the lunch table and talked about your boobs when you weren't there and like stared at them all the time. And I was like, I was shook. I was shocked. I was mad.
I was hurt.
I was hurt. I was like, I thought you guys were my friends because you liked me, not because I had boobs. But so he was weird. He was jealous about that. So what this ginger kid would do is he would tell our mutual friend lies because he knew that mutual friend would go and tell Tall Boy.
Lies
so
like what?
I would eat lunch with my friends and like I would talk with like one of my guy friends and like joke and pal around with him, and he would go and he like sat at like either he didn't sit at our table, he like sat like adjacent.
What a fucking creep.
So he would be like, he would go to our mutual friend and be like, hey, Blondie is flirting a lot with all these guys at lunch and like touching all over them and like almost kissing their cheeks and like getting like touching their necks and like they're putting their arm, like he would just like lie straight up and be like, and you know me, I don't like to be touched. So like I knew it was a lie. So like he would go and tell that, and then my boyfriend and I would get in fights because he'd be like, I know you're flirting with other boys when I'm not around. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because he would hear it from our mutual friend, and our mutual friend wouldn't tell him he heard it from Ginger, because he didn't think that was, you know, like a necessary thing. He would just tell him. What did you do?
Blueberry.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, y'all.
So he would just tell him, and he would just be like, well, this is my friend, so I believe him. Until finally one day, I was like, okay, mutual friend, where are you hearing all this garbage? And he was like, Ginger's telling me. And he has lunch with you. Because they were all kind of friends. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So I went to my boyfriend and told him what's up. And he knew already that Ginger had been, like, weird. Mm-hmm. And, like, kind of had a crush. Because he had told me, he's like, I like you. And I'm like, look, I don't like you. We can still be friends. And he would be like, yeah, you're right. I'm fine with being friends. But that was obviously a fucking lie. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to be friends. So he would just, like, that's when I really was like, we can't be friends anymore, I guess. And I went up to his table and I was like, don't fucking spread rumors and lies to me to try to get me to break up with my boyfriend. Like, we're not friends anymore. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, fucking don't lie to me. And he was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, no, you can't do this. And he was like, I just thought that this would be better for you if you would just, like, see that you should be with me because he gets jealous. And I was like,
wow,
no.
Who gives a fuck?
Fuck you. So I was like, that's so fucked up. And so, like, he was lying to try to ruin my relationships. Like, he did that a couple times. He tried to do it with my redheaded boyfriend. But my redheaded boyfriend was like, oh, he's a stupid fuck. I don't know. I don't care what he thinks. I don't know who he is. So, like, that's when he kind of stopped. It was, like junior year. Because he was, like, obviously. I also borrowed $10 from him one time. Oh, I forgot. He told our mutual friend one time that he had a wet dream about me.
Whoa.
Where he murdered my boyfriend. He murked my boyfriend, and then I, like, fell in love with him. And that was the worst thing that I was told.
That's the tea, sis.
I don't know if that's true or, like, but I don't I don't know why my mutual friend would lie to me about that.
I don't think he would lie to you
that's
about
a weird
that.
thing
That's
to lie about.
Yeah, it's an odd thing to lie about. Peculiar.
Very.
Why do you think nice guys are the way that they are?
I think it's entitlement. Because it's the whole Facebook movie thing where it's like, you think everyone hates you because you're a nerd, but it's really because you're an asshole. Like, they just think because they are nice, they're entitled to things that they aren't. Like, they're used to getting what they want. So when they don't get it, they're like, what the fuck? I'm nice. I should be getting this girl. Why am I not getting this girl? You know, or boy. I'm sure they're, you know, gay nice guys.
Oh, yeah, totally.
That probably sucks.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Can the gays not have anything?
No.
No.
Just not allowed.
Yeah, I think that it's an entitlement thing. It's a, I deserve this because XYZ. Because no one's entitled to really anything.
You deserve nothing.
Nobody deserves anything. So it's kind of funny to me when people are like, you should date me or sleep with me because this. And I'm like, no. That's like being like going to a car dealership and being like, you should give me a car because I am a woman. And women are paid less, so you should give me a car for free. It's like, okay.
That's good logic.
Good logic. Like, that correlation that kind of makes sense, but in, like, a crazy world where there are no rules, you know? Like, all the things I said were true, but just because women are paid less doesn't mean I should get shit for free, you know? Just because you're nice doesn't mean people should automatically give you what you want. Think about what to paint over your beautiful...
Yeah.
Bourbon.
Everything is awful and I hate men. I literally do. It's not even funny. Like, even last night when we were walking to fucking the store. Yeah. It was like, these guys just wouldn't they wouldn't stop fucking looking at us.
Yeah. Well, because first of all, we saw them at the light. They were coming the opposite way, and they turned in, and they were turning stopped,
so slow.
And we were like, "You have to go. It's your right of way." And they finally turned, and I was like, "I hate it when people don't know when it's their right of way." And then we get out, and they like stare intently, and I'm just like,
I was like,
I got a lot of people like entitled nice guys when I worked at a grocery store because I had a lot of people being like thinking that I should smile and be really nice, and like they were like, I'm being so nice to you, come on, give me something. And I'm like, no, this makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, I think that what goes along with nice guys is when people think they're entitled to certain things, you know? Like, I don't know. I don't like it when people think that they're entitled to something.
what kind of, like, family do you think they come from?
I'm guessing they come from, like, I think they have, like, they come from a family where they did get what they wanted a lot. Like, maybe their parents babied them. Because my brother is super nice and super sweet. And he has never pulled any shit like that. And I don't know if that's because he grew up with me and my mom and my sister. But also my dad isn't like that either. He's, like, a super chill dude. So I think it's also, like, the dads have, like, obviously dads and moms have an effect on children. So if, like, the mom's babying them and the dad's telling them that just because they're a certain way they should get certain things, yeah, they're going to grow up being entitled. Like, especially if you have, like, a super misogynistic dad.
Ew.
And then you have, like,
an impressionable young boy.
And a mom that babies them. Then, yeah, why wouldn't they think they could get whatever they want if they see, like, women as things just to obtain? I don't know. think it's funny. Because a lot of the nice guys, it's because they're ugly.
Yeah.
Hot take, everybody. Everyone gets mad when I say that. I said that on a whisper one time,
take.
and people got mad. I was like, if you're in the quote-unquote friend zone, it's probably because you're just not attractive. And I meant, like, you're not attractive to that person that you're after. Like, you're probably you might be attractive in your own way, but, like, you're not attractive to that person because you can't force attraction. And that's what a lot of people get confused and upset about.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, he's such a nice guy. You should give him a chance. Like, I got that a lot. More than I got actual nice boys coming, like, nice guys coming up to me. I had friends and people being like, you should, like, give him a chance. He's so sweet. And I'm like, no, I'm not attracted to him at all. Like, how am I can't force that attraction. And I just couldn't get behind. I'm like, I can't get behind dating somebody just because they're nice to me. Like, there's other aspects of it. You need to, like, I like
You're
somebody.
a very sexual person.
I'm a very sexual person. But, like, my boyfriend now is very nice to me. I'm also attracted to him. And he also is super funny and makes me laugh, which is also an important thing to me. And he just has all these qualities. Like, there's just, like, I have a list of things that I love about him. And if you think the only reason I should date somebody is because they're nice to me, that's ridiculous. Because there's, like, a bunch of people
I could date a million people then.
Because they're nice to me.
They're all nice to me.
But, you know, there has to be those other aspects that go into a relationship. It's not just, like, I got a lot of the time where I'd be like, oh, he's not texting me back. Like, he's not texting me now. Which is annoying, but whatever. And people would be like, if... You know, they do the classic, like, if you were my girlfriend, I would treat you like a queen. I would text you constantly. I would do this and that. I would do... And I'm just like, okay, would you? Do you know if you would? Like, you're just promising things that you think I want to hear. Which, by the way, I don't want you texting me 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
Because that means I'm your whole world. Because there's a difference between appreciation and obsession. I think that's a nice topic we can talk about in a good segue.
Yeah.
Obsession versus just being a sweet boy.
Yeah.
Or girl.
I'm a little worried.
You a little worried?
A little worried. Because I've been in a possessive relationship before and I didn't know what to do. Because I cared about him. It wasn't real love. And I knew that at the time, so it wasn't as like, but it was still like, oh, this sucks, you know?
Yeah.
But like...
Debating whether I want to put a face on my cherry. And like little arms.
Do it, please.
Yes.
But you know, it's like, I don't like people telling me what I can and I can't wear, and I don't like...
Oh yeah, that's a big problem that I've had with girls, is like, he doesn't tell me what to wear, but he does have objections sometimes, and I'm like, you need to let me do this. And he's like, I'm sorry.
That's what Devil does.
It's annoying. It's annoying to be told what to do, because I feel like a baby.
And it's like, I get told what to do all the fucking time. In my situation, like, specifically. Mm-hmm. So, when I'm in a safe space, or so I think...
It's already looking really good, I think.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's, like, annoying, because, like, I trust you enough not to worry about this kind of thing, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, I don't want you wearing this unless you're wearing this under it. It's like, fuck you. Absolutely not.
I will do whatever I like.
I will do whatever I like, because this is me and not you.
I just feel like a big baby. Like when your mom is like, you cannot wear your princess outfit to school. And you're like, oh
my god, Mom, what the fuck?
Why can't I do that? I feel like a kid if somebody's like, you can't wear that skirt. I'm like, why? I'm an adult person. I can do whatever I want because fuck you. You know?
It's just annoying.
PSA.
It's shitty.
If you're a boy out there and you're telling your girlfriend or boyfriend what to wear.
She hates it.
She hates
it.
He
hates it.
They hate it. Everyone hates that. Nobody likes to
Nobody likes that. I don't care if you think it's cute and kinky or whatever. like, sure, if you happen to fucking like it, one, you're weird. Two,
Okay.
why?
Yeah.
Because they care? They can care in so many other different ways that don't, like, suffocate you in your sense of style. Like, my style is such a huge part of my life. And it's like...
Oh no, his little cherry thing makes him look like he has angry eyebrows.
Oh no.
I gotta fix his eyes so they're like...
No. What are you doing?
You'll see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right? Like, it fixes it.
Yeah, it fixes it. How do you like my little skull boy?
I knew it was a skull.
Well, I knew you knew it was a skull. I'm just saying, how do you like it? Anyways,
I do like it.
my fashion is such a huge part of me.
Nose or no nose?
No nose.
I think he's gorgeous.
I think he's gorgeous too. But, like, it's how I express myself. And I've come so far with, like, having to accept, like, the way that I am and, like, liking how I dress.
Yeah.
And, like, actually not listening to other people about, like, hey, I don't think this looks good on you. Or, like, some shit like that. Because I used to fucking listen to people who were like, hey, I don't think that you should wear that because that's, like, way too much. And I used to be like, oh, I don't want to be too much. And now I'm like, I hope I'm too much.
Fuck you.
Because if I am too much for you, then you can't fucking handle me. And...
If someone's intimidated by your style, it's just like, why? It's just clothes.
I'm literally just wearing fucking clothing. Like any other person.
Yeah, I had guy friends that are tried to be like, you shouldn't wear that. And I'm like, you
Fuck
should
you.
suck my dick.
Maybe you
'cause
should
I don't
fuck
care.
off.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds so
like,
aggressive.
You're not my boyfriend. You're not my dad. You're not anything. Like, get off me. I don't let my dad tell me what to wear. My dad has never done that to me. My parents have never been like, don't wear that. Except for one time when I was in high school, I had a Halloween costume. My mom was like, no. She made me put a tank top under it. It was not a great time. I was very upset.
I would also be upset.
I was mad about it. I think I took it off later at school, but...
Me too, sis. I used to do that shit.
Yeah, style is important, and if someone's telling you how to dress, and if you're into it, cool. I just personally don't like being told what to wear, because that feels like I'm a fucking baby. You know, you tell babies what to wear, because they don't know how cold it is outside, and they would wear, like, pajamas all the time. Like, I'm an adult woman. Don't tell me what to wear. And that's, like, the one thing we used to fight about. We don't even fight about it anymore now I think about it. Like, we used to fight about what I was wearing, and he would be like, I just don't feel comfortable with you wearing. But now he, like, Curls doesn't say anything about it anymore. He just, if he says something, it's just like, make sure you fasten that because we don't want your boob popping out. And I'm like, that's fair. I don't want my boob to pop out. But other than that, he's definitely, I think it comes with insecurity.
Yeah.
We've been together for almost 3 years now, so he is a lot more secure with himself, you know? Like,
yeah.
He's definitely got better about his self-esteem, and, like, that's what jealousy comes from. Jealousy and possessiveness comes from them, not you. It's not your fault. It's, like, all them. It's because they're insecure about something, or they're afraid of something. Like, it's not you being too attractive flirtatious, yeah.
Anything.
And I think that gets told to girls a lot. Like, he's jealous because you're such a flirt. No, he's jealous because he doesn't think that, you know,
Because he doesn't think he's good enough, yeah. And if that is something that you're causing, he needs to talk to you about it. Because otherwise, there's no way...
How would you know that?
You can't blame yourself for your partner's faults. You just can't. There's not enough fucking time in the world for it. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. I don't want to draw the top of it.
What are you gonna do with the rest? Because you drew that in the little corner.
I don't know.
I got done with my painting a while ago. Because
Yeah.
I had this baby canvas. And I drew
You
it...
can paint more. if you
I
want.
made a cherry, and then I was like, I'm gonna put a face on it. So I put a face on it. It's pretty good. I'm really into fruits right now. Who could have guessed it, huh?
What, you being in a fruit?
Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
What?
ASMR.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all.
Sorry. All 4 of you.
We have 4 now?
I don't know. Probably not. I haven't looked in a while. I haven't posted in a while. Apologies if you are really into
There's
this
just
podcast.
There's so many things going
The
on
last
right
couple
now.
weeks have been kind of wild, so.
And I love doing this podcast. I love having this with you and, like, sharing this with you. So don't think it's, like, I don't like doing it, or that we don't like doing it, because we do. We love talking and being the center of attention.
I do like being the center of attention. And so do you, which is why you would think that wouldn't be good, because we both like being the center of attention.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I really care about you, so I'm like, I want us to both be the center of attention all the time.
Yeah.
Like a dynamic duo.
Because we are a dynamic duo.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying that yesterday, because we just are.
I had a great day yesterday.
We had a great day yesterday, too.
We went to the park.
We had a picnic with Devil.
It was awesome.
It was amazing. It was good food, too. It wasn't like...
I made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
With frog jam.
My favorite jam. It's figs, raspberries, oranges, and ginger. And then I made turkey sandwiches on bagels.
I didn't think
On
I would
everything
like
bagels. And you were like, I'm probably not going to eat those. I don't think I'll like it. And then you tried a bite of mine and you were like, wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
We were like, it's so good. And then we were out of turkey when we got home and you were sad because you wanted to make more. And then I came home and did my fitness app and then figured out I was overweight, which is a bummer.
While I was fucking out with
Yeah,
Devil.
you weren't there, so I was like, figure this out on my own, I guess.
And then you texted me and you're like, and I was like, oh my god.
Because I'm not like obese or anything, and I'm not severely overweight. I'm just like a little, like I'm 5'0", I'm 5 feet tall, so I'm supposed to be like 130 pounds, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm 150.
Whoa. Oh, no.
But I was like looking at myself and I was like, I don't look crazy overweight though.
You don't
like
look
I don't look
overweight.
I don't look different than I have the last couple years, so I don't know where it is. So I was like, well, it's fine. I'm working out. I'm eating healthy. I'm logging my food. I'm doing my fitness fucking junk, which I hate, but I like at the same time because I love routine. A lot of the time,
Yeah.
So I like having a routine of waking up and drinking my tea and logging my breakfast and drinking my juice and logging that and then, working out and going this. I'm going to the gym again tonight. And I get to log my exercises.
I hope you get to see Curls tonight.
I hope I get to see Curls too, because I have not got to see him in a week or two.
Did you know that I love you?
I love you.
I just feel like I don't tell you that enough. Okay, so anyways, the whole nice guy thing pisses me off the most, I think, when it happens to other people.
Ooh, segueing back into the actual
Well, yeah,
topic.
because I'm thinking about, how much I love you and I care about you, and the fact that people think that they're fucking entitled to any part of you for any reason. Even if Curls one day was like, I want to fuck, and you were like, no. And he was like, you're my girlfriend. What the fuck do you mean, no?
Yeah.
That would piss me off so much. And, at your work or whatever, if someone was like, oh, you should smile, that pisses me off. No, you don't have to fucking smile. You
My
don't have
face
to say
naturally
anything.
frowns.
Yeah,
So.
I understand, because I look like a bitch all the time.
I also have resting. I heard somewhere that it's like, it's not feminist to say resting bitch face, and I was like, shut up.
Fuck you. It's not that deep.
It's
honestly
literally,
not that
I have a
deep.
bitch face, and you know what? I don't mind it, because I kind of I think that it helps me when I'm walking, and sometimes people won't talk to me because they see it. Sometimes they don't care. But it makes me mad to think about that, thinking about guys DMing you and being like, you send me nudes because it was nice and liked your profile.
Oh my god, my fucking least favorite thing in the world. I forgot about this. Boys will DM me and be like, hey, you're hot, and I'll be like, thanks. And then they're like, oh wait, you have a boyfriend. And then send me sad shit and act whatever. And then they'll be like, I guess you want me to leave you alone then, right? And I was like, I don't care.
Literally,
and then they get fucking angry and they're like, oh, you don't fucking care, you're a bitch. And I'm like, I have a boyfriend. I post about it, I talk about it, all of my friends know, I don't try to hide it. And when I was younger, I would kind of try to hide it because I was like,
I would do that too because I thought they wouldn't want to talk to me if they knew I had a boyfriend.
Exactly, because I literally did not want to lose my guy friends, and then my boyfriends would be like, "Dude, what the fuck, are you cheating on me?" And I'm like, "No,
Yeah,
I just
would
like
do that.
having my guy friends too." And
I would do that where like
me.
boys would talk to me, and I would be like, I really like this person as a friend, and I really want to keep them. So I like wouldn't tell them I had a boyfriend early on because I thought that they wouldn't want to talk to me if they knew I had a boyfriend. And then it was like a double-edged sword because if I told them immediately that I had a boyfriend, they'd be like, oh, you think all I wanted from you was like to fuck you or something? That's fucked up. But if I didn't tell them, sometimes they would be like, you were leading me on. You didn't tell me you had a boyfriend. And I was like, I didn't want to start with that. Because that's never a thing with boys. You never, as a boy, have to start with, I have a girlfriend.
Yeah. Ever.
So I was like kind of mad about it because I was like, that sucks. Because I always have to start off with like, do I tell them I have a boyfriend? Do I not? Are they going to think that's weird? And, like, that's also just, I guess, the growing up with, like, guys treating me different, whether or not I was single. Because in my head now, I'm like, well, I should just tell them. Because if they don't want to talk to me because I have a boyfriend, obviously they're not worth my time. But as, like, a, 14-year-old, I was like, I don't want to lose these friends just because I have a boyfriend. Like, I was like, that makes me upset. Like, and then I felt like a bitch all the time. And it just was like a frustrating like process in general.
Being a woman is hard.
It can be. It's fucking annoying.
Like, it's liberating sometimes, and then other times it's like, wow, why do I have to deal with this?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I present feminine all the time.
Yeah.
Just because it's hard for me to present masculine, even though I'm, like, agender or whatever, but like it makes me like hurt that boys even feel this way. Like, I understand, it pisses me off, but it also kind of like hurts my heart that they feel like they're so lesser than, to the point that they have to like force relationships or be like, you have to send me nudes.
Mm-hmm.
And then they actually get sad about it, and it's like, dude, you do this to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one else doing this to you. Like, you can't blame me or your fucking mom or like your, my boyfriend or anything, because it's not them. It's me. It's me saying no, and it's because you're an asshole. And it's like the whole thing with Martha. She thinks that her problems stem from other people, like being assholes and like not liking her for like, dumb reasons, but it's because like she's a fucking dick.
It's just people not seeing that the reason, like, there's clear reasons why people do things. Like, if somebody doesn't like you and you're like, oh, it's because I'm fat, oh, it's because I'm a nerd, oh, it's because I like Star Trek, odds are it's probably not that the reason. It's probably not that fucking shallow. Like, most of the time, if you're a nice guy and you're like, I'm so nice, why don't girls like me? It's probably because you're either creepy or, like, mean to them. Like, I saw a thing where it was like, I'm such a nice guy, no one likes me. And then this girl was like, you're really fucking mean. You're, like, the meanest person I know.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that before.
Maybe it's because you're condescending. Maybe it's because they heard you talk about trans people badly, or because, like, I had a friend like that. He was like, she doesn't like me because I'm ugly, and I was like, no, it's because you talk shit about trans people, and, like, her dad is trans. Like, what do you mean? It's not because you're, like, they don't want to see the actual truth, why people don't like them.
Yeah.
They just want to do a shallow thing so they can say it, and then other people will be like, oh, bro, that sucks. Yeah, I had a girl not like me because she doesn't like guys with long hair. And I was like, no, I didn't like you because you punched a baby. Like...
Oh, shit. Who punched a baby?
No one punched. It was an example. If someone punched a baby, I would fucking out them so fast. Like, full name.
Like, address, like, IP address.
Jeremy, Wisconsin, punched a baby.
Jeremy, Wisconsin.
That is a fake name, by the way. Be the W. Story's been annoying me.
So, I really just don't know where else to go with this, because it's such... There's not really much you can exhaust about it.
I'm gonna lay down.
Okay.
Child's pose.
But, if anybody ever thinks that they're entitled to a part of you, whether that be your body or your time or something of yours, like your paints or like your drawings or something that means something to you and you don't want to give it to them, tell them to fuck off. Tell them no. And if they don't fucking take no for an answer, tell somebody. Because they're a piece of shit. People who don't take no for an answer are shitty. It's not a whole thing of like, oh, I'm gonna keep trying because I love you, like in the fucking movies. And I'm so sick and tired of that trope.
I am too. Of like,
boys
where they're
being
like
assholes.
There's a difference between being persistent, I guess, and being like a dick about. Like, you know, I understand. Like, I really like this girl, and I want to try to date her, but she said no already. If you stay friends with that girl and you still act like a decent human being to her and like are nice to her, and then later on, when you think it's like a better time, ask her out again, I think that that's more acceptable. If only if you value the friendship above dating her.
Yeah.
Like, it's a tricky, like, tightrope.
I remember seeing that thing where it's like, you're never in the friend zone if you actually care about being a girl's friend.
Yeah. And that was how Curls was. Curls was in the fucking friend. Like, I was like, I want to date this boy. And Curls was like, oh, I really like you and would like to date you. And I was like, I don't really want to date you right now. Like, I like this other boy. And he was like, okay. And he fucking stayed my friend. He, like, stayed my friend. And we still hung out. He didn't make things weird. He wasn't passive-aggressive towards me or mean to me or anything. And, like, that's what made me want to date him.
And now you guys are
because
fucking dating.
I was like, holy shit. This is the first boy I've been like, I don't want to date you right now. Who's actually been like, okay. And genuinely nice about it. And I, like, tried to get him to date my friend. And then I realized what a bad idea that was. Because I liked him.
I hate that friend.
I know. But, like, because I was like, oh, do you want to date this girl? And he was like, I guess I'll, like, he, like, went on, like, one date with her. And I was there for it.
Did they, like, kiss in front of you?
No. She tried to kiss him and then missed and hit his shoulder.
Oh.
Pretty funny. But so I remember calling her like a week or two later and I was like, do you really like him? Because I kind of want to give him a chance. Because like the other guy didn't work out. And I was like, I might give this boy a chance. Because he was like really nice to me. And he like respected when I told him like I didn't want to date him at the time. And my friend was like, yeah, I don't really like him. I kind of like this guy, his friend. So I texted him and I was like, hey, find me a boy to make out with. He's like, I'll make out with you. And I was like, ooh, okay. So then we started making out and stuff. And then I was like, a week later, I was like, what are we? And he was like, what do you want us to be? And I was like, I want you to date me and be my boyfriend. And he was like, okay. And he told me like a year or two later, he was like, I already wanted to date you, you idiot. So I was just waiting for you to realize that you wanted to date me. He's like, I wasn't going to pressure you or push you into it. I was just going to wait to see if you actually wanted to date me or not. He's like, and then when you were like, what do you want to be? Like, what are we? He was like, I wanted to date you the whole time. I don't want to just make out with you. Like, I wanted to actually date you and, like, be your boyfriend. And he was like, so when you were like, I want to date you, he's like, in my head, I was like, yes.
Times are so much more complicated now.
Yeah.
Have you realized that, like, every, like, boyfriend I've had has been like, we're not dating, like, yet. Like, after, like, 2 or 3 weeks of us, like, being flirty or whatever.
Yeah. I am not that bitch. We'd been making out for a week, and I said, are we dating? Are you my boyfriend? Because I'm not seeing anybody else. And he was like, I'll be your boyfriend. And I was like, great. He was very nice to me. He would let me pick the movie. And, like, he would make me food and pizza rolls and, like, nachos. And you know the way to my heart is...
Food.
Food and movies. I love movies. I love eating. Which is probably why I'm overweight. So I have to work out. He's underweight because he got sick.
Yeah,
so
he was fucking sick.
So he's trying to gain weight, and I'm trying to lose weight. And I don't want to take him to the gym with me because I don't want him to lose any more weight. Because it's getting to like
You can gain weight with working out.
Yeah, I just don't, like, he does a lot of cardio, which is how you burn fat.
Why does he do that?
Because he plays soccer.
Dummy.
So we go to the gym together, but I'm, like, low-key, like, worried, because I'm, like, I don't want you to lose any more weight, because, like, it's gonna get to, like, a danger. He was already, like, a thinner guy, so, like, I'm, like, a little bit worried. I'm, like, please don't get sick.
I think he's a big boy.
I hope he eats a lot. I also cook a lot, so everything I cook, he eats Yawn.
This has been a podcast.
It has been one. Oh, we're about to hit exactly 1 hour. So I guess that's kind of it on nice guys / like entitled guys.
I mean, I don't really know what else we could exhaust about it.
No, we've kind of like we've said everything. I mean, it's been said a million times.
They're just shitty.
They're just shitty, and it
Gross.
sucks, and it makes you feel shitty because it makes you feel like it's your fault, and that's never okay. You know.
If something's your fault, you know it's your fault.
All right, this has been another fucking podcast, the Paintcast.
Pinkcast.
Paintcast. Nice boys. We'll see you guys next week.